Thank you for your testimony. We'll start with Ms. Gallagher. I'll ask the first question. Ms. Gallagher, one of the major reasons to extend the 2017 Trump tax cuts as soon as possible is to give America workers, families, farmers, and small businesses certainty in the long run. Small businesses are facing a 43.4% tax rate if the 199A small business deduction, as I refer to it, expires. This looming threat impacts decisions they are making today about whether to invest, grow, hire. The same is true for the 2 million family farmers facing a potential increase in their death tax. If Congress doesn't act soon, family-owned farms and Main Street businesses will have to start calling estate planners and accountants to figure out how they navigate the potential increases in taxes. So can you speak to how this uncertainty drives decision-making today among America's families, farmers, small businesses?
Yes, thank you, Chairman. My phone has been ringing off the hook since last August with the pending election of families and business owners and the uncertainty of where this tax change may go. We have been running meetings and scenarios with our clients for months now, trying to plan for the future. Many successful businesses do their forecasting out not just 1 year, which is just the year we're in now, but the most successful ones plan out 3 years, 5 years, 10 years out, especially when they're looking at investing, whether it's investing into more employees or more equipment. That takes capital, and it takes time to accumulate that capital to be able to afford it. And so it is imperative as an advisor to these folks to be able to help them navigate these tax policies. I've been around 35 tax seasons, and I have experienced last-minute tax changes by our government, and it is extremely frustrating, not only on the taxpayers, but frankly and selfishly, the advisors as well. So I can't encourage you enough to do this swiftly and quickly to help our businesses and our farmers make some decisions.
Thank you. Ms. Markle, we have talked about how working families have watched prices rise by over 20% over the past several years, or how wages have fallen 3% since President Biden took office. The last thing families need is to see Washington slashing their child tax credit in half. 40 million families would be impacted. And as a mother, can you share what it would mean for families if Congress failed to act and allowed the CTC to be cut in half? And how would shrinking the CTC to just $1,000 impact a couple's thinking about starting a family or growing their family?
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Chairman Smith, and thank you to this committee for holding this important hearing. My family and working families like mine know the financial benefit of the child tax credit lightens the load of the financial burden parents carry, but also serves to affirm and enforce the value parents hold. Slashing the child tax credit in half, or by any amount for that matter, would only increase the challenges parents face to raise their children in this economy, and it would communicate that the government does not value parents. Congress has a historic opportunity this year to help American families flourish by making the TCJA's child tax credit permanent and by considering further improvements, as was done in the bipartisan tax package this committee passed last year.
The 2017 Trump tax cuts revived American manufacturing. We saw 20% growth in investment here at home, thanks to policies like 100% immediate expensing that incentivized American manufacturers to buy new equipment and expand their operations. Stronger manufacturing at home not only contributes to our economic security, but our national security as well, helping secure supply chains and make us less dependent on hostile nations like China Unfortunately, incentives for American manufacturing have already started to go away, as what was testified, Ms. Silver. Ms. Silver, as a small business manufacturer, how has that affected your business planning, and what would it mean for you if Congress were to restore the 100% immediate expensing?
Thank you for the question, Chairman Smith. Yeah, full expensing has impacted me greatly. I have a area on my shop floor that is empty, and I've hit the pause button. I've put that capital equipment purchase on hold because of these expired tax provisions. It changes the return on investment calculation for me. The business decision feels more risky, irresponsible, and it impacts the creation of jobs. It impacts my competitiveness. I'm at risk of falling behind my international competitors. My international competitors are investing in similar advancements that increase their productivity, increase their throughput. And so yeah, this affects my ability to be competitive. And my customers are large manufacturers across this country, and they really need three things for me, and it's high quality precision machine parts delivered on time at a competitive price. For me to be able to do that, I have to make investments in our people, I have to make investments in our process and equipment technology.
Thank you. Looking beyond current policy, how would businesses like yours respond to new incentives for domestic manufacturing, such as a quicker cost recovery for investments made in new facilities and other policies that further lower the tax burden on those who produce here in the U.S., as President Trump suggested?
It would make us more competitive. We would grow, we would thrive, we'd be able to innovate more, take risks. It would really drive us, and it would drive the whole manufacturing supply chain. It's tough to face uncertain tax code that's changing. We're a pass-through organization, and so I pay taxes at the individual rate. So I feel like when those rates are being debated and changed, it feels like you're debating the future of my company. And a lot of times that pass-through income is not liquid. It's tied up in receivables, inventory, work in process. And so any policy that Congress can enact that's permanent, that's consistent, predictable, will help us greatly to be able to continue to support the whole manufacturing supply chain in our country.
Thank you, Ms. Silver. Mr. Duke, I was just curious in regards to the income tax rates and the tax provisions that affect people making less than $400,000 a year. Is that something that you would support making permanent for the people under $400,000 per year?
If we could find a way to offset the cost by raising taxes on the wealthy people. Deficit finance tax cuts aren't a good idea right now.
Thank you. I recognize the ranking